Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, this channel strives to take the creation of YouTube content to a much higher level. This is because I'm trying to attract a more intellectually sophisticated audience, one that will be willing to not only learn from me, but to teach me things I do not know. And of course, to share knowledge among each other, because as I've always said, knowledge is power. Having said that, you know there comes a time when you have to drop the airs and graces, especially as Jamaicans when people trouble we. I want to know say Miss Netta did trouble we. Oh, I'm not going into a new story about her, but I have a 1.5 minute clip here that I think you guys, no matter how classy and tasteful you are more than likely to enjoy. So take a look and then let us get into topic, yeah?
So Miss Netta Batty boyfriend Charles had this to say to Jamaicans.
We hated the food at the resort, not the Jamaican food in general.
Oh, you said the resort food nasty when you gaggle Netta balls. Oh, you said the resort food nasty when you make Netta bend over and beat out your back door. Nasty food should never be a problem for you because if you there with Netta, your stomach should have strong like Hulk.
No, we do not like the food in the resort.
Calm down, molasses brain. Is this an apology or intimidation tactics? First of all, Lean Batty boy, when you apologize to Jamaicans, take the bass out of your voice.
The camera up in Montego Bay, do better.
To that resort in Montego Bay, please burn the sheets, mattress and pillowcase. Matter of fact, burn down the whole room. We don't want no new guests get contaminated with Charles and Netta Batty breath.
Hate to say it, but like I said, the food outside the resort is the best. Any Jamaican restaurant outside there, I'm sorry, it's better than where we was eating at.
Well on there, so now you did eat food outside of the resort? You never say on the card never did a work. Somebody a tell lie.
And I'm saying that. I'm vouching for that. You understand? I'm saying that. I'm saying the Jamaican food in general is nowhere near nasty. Just the fucking resort.
And I'm saying you forgot suck your mother. Laba juice or bathe in our pony juice. Jamaicans don't want to half that apology, Batty boy. Yo Charles, see one condom here. Go f yourself.
Well, I have nothing further to add on that, so let's move on. Guys, hell out for pop in a Dunkirk. Hell out for pop in a Dunkirk. Now, where is Dunkirk to begin with? And why is it so much in the news with so many deaths and so many gunmen and so many shootings happening in that small space? And when I say small space, I really mean small space. Now guys, let me show you Dunkirk. Take a look at this map. On the lower part, you will see Victoria Avenue leading into Windward Road. Now, if you guys know Vauxhall High School, if you look at the map, you will see circled in blue, that's the Vauxhall High School premises. Now, if you look behind it in the red, that is Dunkirk. So Dunkirk is no big place. Sometimes most of the area surrounding it is actually referred to as also Dunkirk, but Dunkirk, strictly speaking, is really that small area. And it has some built-up houses known as McIntyre Villa. Now, I like to give people a little history about things before I get into some stories, because I want people to understand what we're dealing with. McIntyre Villa was built in 1973, and it was purpose-built and specifically built by Michael Manley as soon as he got into office, because he was trying to duplicate to some extent Tivoli Gardens that was built by Edward Seaga. But just like how Tivoli turned out into the monster that Seaga had not envisaged nor planned, is the same way the McIntyre Villa housing scheme did not turn out as Michael Manley had expected. However, Manley's thing was planned out even more neatly than how Seaga had planned his. It contained low-rise building. Most of the buildings had front yard, backyard, which is townhouses. There were 2 apartments, 2 bedrooms, and there were even studio flats and some, but he didn't want to build them as high as how Siaga had built them into 4 stories. It comprised of apartments, studio flats, and townhouses. And of course, and when it was built, it included basketball court, netball court, a basic school, and a child care center. And it was one of the flagship projects that Michael Manley had planned. So what went wrong? How did McIntyre Villa, aka Dunkirk, became the Corabunkus that we see here in East Kingston? Well, let me put it this way. If you take hag and put them in a palace, the palace will not turn the hags into dukes and earls and princes or so on. It won't gentrify the hags in any way whatsoever. It is the hags who are going to turn the palace into a pigsty. Manley allotted those houses to some of the most depraved people. When I say depraved, I mean mentally and socially and intellectually and morally depraved people. And that was where things started to go wrong. Anyway, let me go in now and tell you now why hell I go pop in that area. Almost 3 weeks ago, that's on Monday, September 30th, this year, one of East Kingston's most dangerous and bloodthirsty murderer was shot and killed by the police. And the police claim it was a shootout. And as usual, the marching band for the bloodthirsty murderers came out and did their thing. You know, demonstrating about the death and all of that. So based on that alone, we know who he was or what he was. The name of this bloodthirsty murderer was Towardo Welsh. And this is Towardo Welsh. He is well known to the police and have been well known to the police, and his name has been called on several incidents since the age of about 15. In fact, he spent most of his young life in lockups, facing one charge after another, and for some reason he keeps just getting bail or being acquitted or cases dropped, whatever. Most of his free time on the road was actually spent on bail, but not spent really as a free man in the strictest sense. Towardo Welsh's name ring up on so many murders. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about one specific one here. On the 4th of December last year, gunmen went to the Michael Manley Market. It's also called the Brownstone Market. And most of you have never heard of the Brownstone Market or the Michael Manley Market. Well, let me tell you, we'll give you a rough idea where it is. If you are at the stoplight of Elliston Road and Victoria Avenue, heading east, so you're coming from town. As you go through the Elliston Road stoplight heading east, just take the first left, and just in a few meters, the market is on your left, right there, just behind those little bit of townhouses. Well, on Monday, December 4th, Towardo and some of his friends, some of his fellow gangsters, they drove up in a black car, drive into the market, and they were going after one man who is a member of the community, but him was from a rival gang. That man I hear was a top knocker. I'm trying to get his name, but I haven't gotten his name yet. But they went in there with the intention of shooting him. And they not only shot him in the head and kill him, but they actually shot 5 other people. And 3 persons were shot on the market compound, along with that man that they came to kill, make 4. And then on leaving, them a fire a wild shot along the road and shoot a mother and her 1-year-old baby boy. That's how these individuals look on human life. And they just drove away and gone. 6 people shot when you come for 1. Police called him in and questioned him about that specific murder because his name was ringing up in it along with several others. For some reason, the police didn't have enough evidence to charge him. And at that time, he was also reporting on bail for another charge. And also bear in mind that he did just come out of prison about a year before. I'm trying to get what charge he was on at that time when what was being sentenced for, but I don't have that information. So in his 24 years of life, he created extreme havoc across the East Kingston area. As a matter of fact, he was a hired killer because word on the ground is that he had killed the night watchman for Pembroke High School, and that killing happened on I think it was the 14th of May this year, and that of course was a contract killing. Well, this youth name did a call up down Elliston Road police station so much, and the rumors were out there for various number of things. One of them uncle here and carry him go at the station the day before him dead, and the police see him, but it looked like they didn't want to take him in for some reason. So on the 30th of September, them just go for him. Police just go for him. Well, that's my opinion. It was said that police were on patrol on Bryden Street. They saw a man looking suspicious, and they drove down on him, and he pulled a gun, and a shootout ensued, and he was shot dead. Well, the story would have ended there except for this. Look at this individual. I haven't got his last name, but his first name is Shaquille. So Shaquille is overseas, and he is the one sending back all the guns to give to young men in the community to kill each other or to fight and kill each other over turf. Towardo was his main henchman, the top first-class narcissist in the area. No, he's not the only narcissist, you know, but he is the chief narcissist for this guy named Shaquille. Shaquille himself, in the streets, he's known as Flavor, so let's just call him Flavor. Keep it simple. Him born and grew up in that same vicinity, so his roots in that community is very strong. After the Major Dan died, he was one of those who sprang up, and he and Towardo have been on a lot of rampage throughout the city. But after being involved in the killing of 2 men in Franklin Town, which is just topside Dunkirk, a lot of people in the gangland were out for him. So what him take the border and go for him. And not only take the border, him change up himself. Now I want you to look at these photographs and see him before, during, and after the changes took place. Now, you see the changes, the drastic changes. But here's the thing now, Flavor is overseas and he is not happy. Because word on the ground, or he has heard that it is one of the rivals in the area who paid the police to take out Towardo. And it is said that names are being named. He has since recruited a number of youths in the area, and weapons have already been acquired. The homes and all the hideouts of all the people who were said to be involved in paying the police to get out Towardo are now on that hit list. And we know that the people who, if anything goes up, because we know that the police was after that Towardo and they well want dirt him long time, so they might have dirted him on their own. But since the rumor is there, Flavor is acting on it. Because Flavor don't intend to give up his dreams of being the Don for that community. And I hear that the person he's putting in charge is a 16-year-old youth. But that is left to be confirmed. But you must understand why I'm so vexed over Towardo, you know, Towardo's death. Because Towardo was as cold-blooded as they come. At the age of only 16, this is Towardo with a high-powered rifle swinging over across his chest. And we hear that sometime he might walk with it, go over Vauxhall School, just like that in the open. So Towardo was like top-notch, top-rated narcissist. I'm hoping that the Elliston Road Police Station is paying some attention to this. Find out what is Flavor's last name. All I know is that his first name is Shaquille. And that they need to get into that area and creep up all of the person. Because the police has names, you know. The police have a number of names. Because the decent people in the area are talking. But I would suggest they curfew the area, take out all the known violence producers, interrogate them, arrest who is to arrest, and of course, dirt who for dirt. Save the government some money from prison time, food and shelter, money that can be used for decent people picnic. One 9mm bullet is a very cost-effective way of solving or of keeping crime in check. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for visiting my channel. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.